Alright guys, so in today's video we are doing an oil change on the Genesis Coupe, which is a little confusing, not necessarily with how to do it. That's pretty much straightforward like any other car. It's confusing in the terms of what type of oil to use, because if you check your fill port on the engine, it'll say to use a 5W20, but if you check the owner's manual, it will say to use 5W30. But then a lot of people on the forums and stuff recommend using either a 5W40 or a 0W40, which we're using that. From what I've seen, since it's a turbocharged car, it does produce a lot more heat than, say, a naturally aspirated car, and that's why they do recommend that you go with, at the bare minimum, a 5W30 and ideally a 5W40, and then from there you can kind of play around with either going like a 0W30 or a 0W40. So in our case we're using Mobile One 0W40, and then for our oil filter we're just using a K&N one. Really, I don't think the filter brand really matters. It's just whatever you personally prefer or whatever's cheapest. But yeah, so I'll show you how to do this. It shouldn't be that hard. And yeah, so just really quick, this is what I was talking about. We're on the fill cap. It does say 5W20, but like I said, there's a lot of different sources saying to use a lot of different stuff. We're just going to use 0W40. I'm not the best at explaining the differences in oil. You can check the forums for that. Also, I forgot to mention in the intro, we have this little drain plug. I picked this up at AutoZone. This is just completely optional. You don't actually need that unless, I guess, your drain plug was damaged. It's just a magnetic one, so any like little metal shavings that get past the oil filter, in theory that should pick it up to before like it goes into your engine. So it's kind of like a safeguard or like a little extra peace of mind. But yeah, so for the first step, we gotta just jack up our car.
One eternity later.
Alright, so now we got the car jacked up. It's on its jack stand. Just gotta go do the other side really quick, and I will cut to that right now. Alright, so as you can see, the car is jacked up. We're ready to go. So I'm just gonna come over here to our pan, make sure we open it, slide that under there, and now we gotta get into the car and drain it. Alright, let's see if I can do this one-handed while holding the camera and also not spilling oil all over me. Alright, hold up. Alright, so I broke it loose. So now, also I should mention, I drove this car like 10 minutes ago, so this is probably hot oil. Probably wouldn't want to do this. Yeah, this nut is kind of hot. This is such a stupid idea to do this. Oh, fuck, that was hot. You know, a bit of a fail, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, I'm gonna go clean myself up. My hand's all oily now. Yeah, so, you know, admittedly, yeah, we might have made a little bit of a mess. And now it's spilling out from over there. Not exactly a 10 out of 10, you know, in terms of execution. Oops. I guess I'll clean this up and get back to you guys. And several paper towels later, and the mess is relatively cleaned up. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen, obviously. You know, I think a lesser YouTuber would have left that in, and I think a better YouTuber probably wouldn't have done it in the first place. So, moving on, our next thing is the oil filter, which is right up there. And this time, I'm not going to film and do it at the same time. I think that's where I messed up last time. So yeah. Alright, so that's the filter. It's out. That one a lot better than the drain plug. I just used one of these little tools, just hooks up to a 3/8 drive, and it is a 80 to 82 millimeter diameter. Just clicks on like that, and you just twist it out. So now we just gotta put in the new filter and new drain plug, and then we're done with the bottom side of the car. Alright, and our oil filter of choice is the K&N Performance Premium Oil Filter. 20,000 miles, 2 times stronger, easy removal. I like this one because see here it has a nut on top, so you can just use a socket on that to install and remove it, so you don't have to use that tool that I showed you on the other one. So let's get on there and install. Alright, and as you can see, the new K&N filter is installed, and if you're wondering, the nut size was a 1-inch socket. For the stock drain plug, it was a 17 mil, and for our new magnetic drain plug, it is going to be a 13 mil. Alright, and our new magnetic drain plug is in. And I lied, it was actually a 14 mil socket, not a 13. But yeah, so with the filter and drain plug installed, we're done with the bottom end of the car. Now we just gotta fill it. Alright, so now at the top of the car, we took our fill cap off, we got our funnel, we got our oil. I learned from my mistake, I'm not gonna try to film and pour it at the same time. We all saw how that went. I'm gonna try to drain it, so we'll come back when I filled it up. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right. So there. Now you can say I have a shot of me pouring it into the engine. All right, so that is all 5 quarts of the 0W40. So let's just seal that back up. Make it click. All right. All right, so now let's start this car and make sure we didn't destroy it. Alright, car is off the jacks, it's on the ground. Let's go give her a start. This is probably going to be pretty loud. Alright, pretty good sign. So now, that's just I have the key fob in my pocket. Alright, well, alrighty guys, so we are filming and driving, not the safest thing, but just want to give a quick test drive, make sure everything's going good. It feels good, it's not sluggish or anything, so that's good. Like I said, we were using 0W40. This is the first oil change I've done since I got the car, so the last oil change I was done was probably from the dealer, so I would imagine they were probably just using either what was on the fill port, which was 5W20, or maybe they were using 5W30 if I had a guess, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure what was in the car before I did the oil change. But yeah, right now we have it at 0W40, and I mean, it's running good. Nothing alarming, so having no check engine light, so that's pretty good. I'll try to leave links in the description for the stuff, but yeah, like I was saying, if you had seen the last video I uploaded about the grounding kit from 3.8, in the video I said I would make a follow-up video. I didn't really see the need for it. There's really not much to say, other than before having that installed, I was averaging about 10 miles per gallon. I mean, I do a lot of city driving, so it's a lot of stop and go, but I was averaging about 10 to 12 miles per gallon. And then after installing the grounding kit, because it's been about 3 weeks since that video, keeping the same routes, doing the same commute, I'm now averaging about 16.5, 17 miles per gallon. So I don't know if that grounding kit is 100% 100% responsible for that gain of MPG, but I mean, it did happen after installing the grounding kit, so there is that. But yeah, other than that, guys, that has